Hi Internet, how you doing?
Hey everyone, Chris and Kim here once again with a new episode of Rambling Tea Time. How you guys shaking up?
Shaking up?
Yeah, shaking up. You know, like when you wake up and you shake yourself up. You know? Yes. How are you shaking, Kimberly? How are you?
I don't shake, except for when I'm dancing.
You dance?
Yeah,
Can you
I
dance?
dance. Can I dance?
Yeah.
So it's not about how I look when I do it, whether it looks like dancing to other people or not. It
Oh,
definitely feels like
I
dancing to me.
got you. Shower dancing. That's what I call it.
What is shower dancing?
Okay, you know how there's like you're singing in the shower? This shower dancing is that you're dancing in the shower.
You should not dance
You
in
should
the
not
shower.
dance, but sometimes I have on the music and I let it play while I'm in the shower, and sometimes the beat just gets me, and then I'm have to catch myself. I'm like, oh right, I'm in the shower. I don't want to slip and die in here right now. But yeah, shower dancing. Don't do it.
Don't. Don't. For today's topic, I prepared something special for Christopher.
For me.
Not really.
Is it my birthday?
Not really.
Too early.
Okay. It's not like that. It's not a present or anything.
Oh, so punishment then.
Relax. It's just, I'm not going to say that everything that I researched is true. So I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Everything I may or may not say may or may not be true or false. Notice how there will be no sources in the description.
Really?
This is purely from what I found on the internet, and I tried to ask some people as well.
Oh, even peer research, okay.
But they didn't know about the stuff that I found either. So I wondered,
is it just nonsense?
Exactly.
Okay.
So at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I know that some of these things are, but then others I couldn't really confirm. So the things that I super couldn't confirm, I'm not gonna mention.
Okay.
But then there are those ambiguous things where it's like, it's on multiple places online. Doesn't mean that it's true. But also doesn't mean that it's not true, because those people didn't even cite their sources.
It's one of those cases.
Very annoying.
So what's this topic that you're springing on us
today? The topic today has to do with colors. Okay.
You mean like red, white, and blue?
Yes.
Orange,
colors.
red, and
for
green.
Those of us who aren't colorblind,
Purple,
or
yellow,
who don't
and
only
orange
see
again.
in black and white. We consume colors in our daily life.
That sounds so weird.
What?
We consume colors in our daily life.
We do consume colors.
I mean, okay, yes.
Like white rice, or brown rice, or red rice, like orange potatoes,
I hate
white potatoes, red
green
tomatoes, green onions. Okay, this does not have to do with food though, so I'm going to just stop this line. But what I mean is consume is that, we see.
Yes.
All right? What makes us who we are?
Okay.
Our experiences in life.
Yes.
But there are cultural differences. We have our own cultural experience. Okay? So today, we're going to be learning about color culture.
Color culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how different areas see different colors.
And like what they mean and represent.
Exactly. I don't mean that people see blue as green, even though actually... Actually, before we start, since I did not have any, I wasn't going to talk about blue and green, but in some countries like China and Japan, they actually did not have a distinction
between
for these
blue and
two.
green.
And in Japan, I think still the green light is actually blue.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, because some places didn't have a name for it as well.
Right. Many years ago, there wasn't even there was no difference between green and blue, and there was not even a different like character
It was considered the same thing, even though it looked kind of different because they were so closely
Right.
intermingled to one another.
And for China, blue was like really rare
Yeah.
in terms of like if we're talking about people's eye color blue,
Mm.
it's
Oh
China we're
yeah.
talking about. They wouldn't know anything
Or
about
just
that.
things that look blue in general.
Exactly. And blue, I think, is also in nature is a rare color as
Blue
well.
and stuff like purple
Yeah.
is like extremely rare color to find in like just creatures or just in plants itself type of thing. That's why I think it was is either lilies or purple lilies or something that were considered like extremely like popular and like fantastical to have because that color of plant was hard to find.
Right then. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started.
All right.
First, we're going to be talking about red.
Red.
What does red represent for you?
Red for me. When I think red, I think of the times when I was on forums. I used to put my text in red all the time because I was like that.
What do you mean?
You know how forum pages work. But like in my youth, when I used to go online, I always used to make sure that whatever text I write would be in red. My name would be in red. My signature at the bottom, if I write text, it would also be in red.
Why?
Because I like red. I like the color red. I've always liked red. And I still do it today on the few forums that I go on. I still write in red.
Okay, so but what does it mean for
I
you?
just I don't
Do you
know.
know about any of the meanings of red
I
then? I
don't
should
know
ask you.
about. No, I don't really know anything about that. I don't know anything about color theory or anything like that either.
I
I just,
see.
when I was young, I liked to wear red stuff, and I always liked the color red. It was either red, blue, or like orange or yellow. I guess I always like the red color family. I don't know. I just always like red. Red for me, I guess, is always like a cheerfulness, a
I see.
happiness to
I
me.
see.
Always felt like really good and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So in North America,
yeah.
in places like South America as well as in Europe, red symbolizes things like excitement, danger, urgency, love, and passion.
Yeah, indeed. You see that a lot, like especially around February when Valentine's is around. Red is
Yes,
almost
that is a
everywhere.
great example.
Extremely everywhere. I guess that's true. Like I said, red always made me feel like happy, and I guess it's like the blood and the heart is red and all this stuff. It's like it's passionate. I suppose yes.
In places like India, it represents purity.
Oh,
Um, it can also represent fair or wealth, as well as weddings, like,
red for weddings.
yes, marriage or beauty.
That
So,
kind of takes on a new meaning now after like Game of Thrones, doesn't it? Red
red
wedding.
wedding? No. This was always
I know,
around
I
in
know.
India. There is this thing that the women put on their hands, the henna,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
well as there's a powder that they put a red powder around their forehead
Mm-hmm.
on their weddings,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It symbolizes that they're married as well if they have those. It's called
Mm-hmm.
like sindoor or something powder.
Okay.
And generally at Indian weddings they'll wear red dresses.
Oh.
Okay. Similarly, in China, they will wear red to represent good luck
Mm.
or prosperity.
They have a place called the Red Palace, I believe. Yeah.
And what is the Red Palace?
It's like a it's their big thing, you know when you see it like on TV, it's like one of their most like well known places in the entire of China.
Really?
Yes, I'm pretty sure of this.
It's just called the Red
I'm
Palace.
pretty sure that's the not official name, but people call it the Red Palace because, well, it's red.
I have no idea. Actually, maybe I do know, but
Not
I don't
exactly. I know
remember.
the pictures in your head. You see the big palace walls, and you see the square, and the tons of people around it.
Side note for China
Mm-hmm.
is that the new year, every new year
Mm.
is represented by the color red, symbolizing what I just said, prosperity, into the new year, good luck, good
Yes.
fortune, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the Eastern European bloc,
Mm-hmm.
however, Red still is associated sometimes with communism.
Well, yeah.
So there's that. And next we have in the Middle East, it can represent danger for one,
Hmm.
caution, evil, anger, yeah, there are good meanings as well. Like they have the passion as well as the love. But I read that in some of their flags, the red does not represent love.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, let me read it exactly how it says. Instead, to honor the bravery of the revolutionary armies that liberated the Arab world from colonization.
Hmm.
So it is a representation of the honor of the people who fought
Hmm.
and the blood that was spilled
Kind of
for
reminds me of
freedom.
poppy flowers,
What about
poppy,
poppies?
because they're red and they're also
Okay,
used to honor the dead and things like that.
I see. I
Yeah,
guess so.
yeah.
I don't think it's because they're red.
I mean, but still, they are red. And when I think of
Or
like
is it?
honor and representing like those who have died in wars or whatnot, I think of the poppy, and it's a little red flower. So,
Mm. Similarly, in Africa, the red also, celebrates death and grief and mourning.
hmm,
And the red in some of their flags also stands for the violence and sacrifice and bloodshed. So, yeah.
yeah, red
How
is
do you
very
like
bloody.
red? How do you like red? Do you like red?
I like red.
Okay. Moving on to the next color, we have purple.
White, purple.
Why purple? What do you mean, why purple?
I mean, it's like red is expected. It's better to go like red, blue, and yellow. The primary colors first. The only things that I know about purple is that it's considered a royal color
Hmm.
due to royalty either being the only ones being able to afford it since it was a rare dye to get, and because, like I said before, purple in nature or anything to actually create pigments of purple was rare and hard to do.
In the US, purple represents courage, bravery,
Purple heart.
strength. Yes, that right there is one of the examples that they give.
Hmm.
The Purple Heart, the highest honor that a person in the military can receive.
Yes.
Um, in parts of Europe, however, it is associated with death.
Mm.
In Eastern and Asian cultures, purple is associated with wealth and
Yes. See.
nobility.
Yep. Yep.
And in the same way, same as in the Middle East, is representing wealth, as
Yep.
well as in Africa, representing
I
royalty.
said that before. I was right.
Um, Side note for purple is that according to Japanese history, only the highest ranking monks were able to wear purple.
Yeah.
It was not, like you said earlier, a color that just common people could get their
No.
hands on.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. So that's what I have for purple.
Purple was definitely for those who are at the tippity top. So what's the next color?
The next color is blue. What do you know about blue?
It's the color of the ocean, the sky. There are many flags in the Caribbean. It all represents those two things since they're mostly surrounded by water and sky.
Yes, but don't those two things more, I mean, if you go in deeper to it,
Hmm.
the sky represents like freedom, right? And the vast ocean, don't you think?
I mean, the sky represents a place where you can't go and where storms come from. And the sea represents a
Why you gotta be
place
like that?
where you can drown.
Why you gotta be like that?
And it covers 30%, no, sorry, 70% of the entire world. And most of it you'll die in if you're out on it and you make a mistake.
Okay, Downer, let's hear about blue. In Western cultures, blue denotes trust and safety.
Safety.
Do you agree?
Blue safety.
Yes. As well as authority, loyalty, security.
I don't know
You
about
don't think
these. I've
so?
never really thought of blue as secure or represents like loyalty. Blue.
Yeah. You don't think so?
I mean,
Well, in North America specifically, blue is said to represent trust, serenity, It can also represent depression and loneliness. As you know, there's the saying, I got the blues to mean
Yeah.
that I'm down and sad and stuff.
Oh, that is very true.
Yes. In Eastern cultures, however, blue is associated with immortality, spirituality, and
Okay.
heaven.
Well,
Heavens,
probably
you
because
know?
of the sky and being
Exactly.
considered the heavens.
In Hinduism, the color is associated with Krishna,
Ah,
the god who embodies love, tenderness, protection, and compassion.
I
He
see.
is blue.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So that's why. Let's see. In places like Turkey and Greece, however, blue will fight evil. Anything blue is seen as good to fight
I
evil. Do you remember when we
see.
did the thing, the suspicions where they have the blue eye?
Ah, yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
these places, that's what they believe. So the blue
Oh,
eye will protect you.
blue
Blue,
is
not bad.
okay.
Side note for blue is a weird story that I came across for the origin of the blues. So
The
there is no origin for like the blues, like I have the blues.
mm-hmm.
Not really. No one can really find it. But I went on this forum and this person said something that I think makes sense. So listen to me. All right?
I found this thing on a random forum.
That's right. It was a forum talking about the origin of the blues.
Okay.
And there was a person who put in a lot of inserts about where it was like first mentioned in different texts and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
that's all great, but that's not fun. So the one that really caught my eye was the one that said that the first caveman saw his friend was dying slowly and
Uh-huh.
turning blue, and that is when blue was associated with bad.
Ah,
Because you turn blue like if you're like suffocating,
I
dying
see.
slowly that way. All right,
That
there
is
we go.
that is a interesting take.
Next, we have green. What do you know about
Green.
green?
Green is the color of life. I mean, everything that grows most of the time is attached to something green, and green is has the chlorophyll inside and create the photosynthesis, and it's green because green is the only color that captures the yellow light from the sun really well to grow. So it's all about life. Without green, green equals life for eternity. If our plants were red, then red would be the thing that we consider for life. But green is life
Right, agreed. So,
or
like you
growth.
said, in most Western countries and most countries overall,
Hmm.
green is seen as a color of growth, of like renewal, longevity, safety, and
Yes.
especially the environment.
Yeah.
Okay. It is also seen as progress and luck, though.
Mm.
It also symbolizes those. In the United States and Ireland specifically, it symbolizes luck, prosperity, renewal, and jealousy.
All right.
You know,
Green eye of jealousy.
I feel like I've not heard anyone say that in a long time. Why is that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyhow, there's also the saying. This is what is it? That if you're green, there are
With
two
envy.
exactly, but there's two other meanings, right?
Mm.
Sometimes it can be used to say that you don't have a lot of experience.
You're a newbie. Yeah.
Exactly, you're green.
Yeah.
And then there's also another one that I remember when the person's like, you green, but that means you smell, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those
Yeah.
ones I've thought about. Um, in Indonesia and China, this is going to be my side note for green, is that when someone says you're wearing a green hat, or if you're actually wearing a green hat,
Okay.
it represents infidelity. So you don't want to be wearing a green hat. In Indonesia, I think green is a forbidden color actually. And there's like this whole myth and stuff. And if somebody can send me the exact what it is, I'd be so glad to know. I couldn't really find anything. I found things about drowning and how someone wouldn't see if you were drowning and you were wearing green at the beach. So you don't wear green to the beach, or you don't wear
Okay.
green at certain places. And it's like, okay, okay. What are you saying? In any case, green also represents, growth and rebirth in China.
Mm-hmm.
And people even carry around jade stones. Jade is like
Yes,
the
yes,
lighter thing. They carry that around, and that represents virtue. Okay.
yes.
In Japan, it represents eternity and vitality.
Mm,
In Middle Eastern cultures, in addition to the growth and the rebirth, it also represents respect and wisdom.
mm.
And green is actually the color of Islam, like
Oh,
the representative color
I did
of
not know
Islam.
that.
Yes. So how you like green?
I like green enough. I look good in it when I have clothes that are
You're wearing a
green.
green shirt right now.
Right now, I am wearing a green shirt. I don't think this is the most pleasant looking green shirt because it's that lime green
You
color.
don't like it?
It's okay. It's
Okay.
just not the best. I prefer dark green like that stuff over there. See?
The internet doesn't know what you're talking about.
But
He's
you
talking
do.
about the clothes on the side.
Yes, that right there.
Okay, internet. Next, we have yellow. What do you know about yellow?
It's the color of the star, our life giver, the thing that makes living on this barren rock possible. Well, it's not barren rock. On us living on this rock in the middle of the solar system, in the middle of a galaxy, in the middle of space possible.
Okay.
Yes. And
Sounds like
without.
you have a love-hate relationship with
Oh
the
no!
sun.
No, no, the sun is great and this golden light is perfect. It's kind of, I think the reason why gold was favored so much in ancient times was because the sun was pretty much a giant yellow thing in the air. And the
Uh-huh.
better way to show that you are a god, like a sun god, is like, yeah, I have the things that adorn and yellow and stuff like that. So I'm godly. But yeah, yellow's great.
I like yellow, but I don't like wearing it. Makes
I
me
did.
look
Pasty.
daddy. Yeah, yeah. Yellow and orange.
I like
With our
orange.
complexion, it kind of doesn't work sometimes though.
Yeah, I understand what
Makes
you
us
mean.
look sickly,
Yes.
like we belong in a hospital or something. So for yellow, most cultures have similar meanings for yellow. Usually it's associated with optimism, good
Mm,
energy, cheerfulness. Also, like you said earlier, caution for
yes.
yellow, or the possibility of danger.
Yes, because of yellow and black on everything to show like caution or be aware or the signs and stuff like that.
Yes. I'm going to harken back to our suspicions episode where we talked about yellow flowers in Russia and how
Yes.
you shouldn't give them.
Yes, because for
S-
death or something.
Right. So if you give it to your loved one, your partner
Mm-hmm.
rather, it means unfaithfulness or deceit. So you don't want to do that because
Okay.
they say that if you do that, it'll lead to a breakup.
So if I just want to give somebody a sunflower,
No, you not in Russia. Not to a Russian. If you get a Russian girlfriend or boyfriend or friend or family member, no,
you
no, no.
don't give them
You
yellow
won't give
flowers.
them those things. It's said to bring sadness as well. Not
Oh.
yellow flowers.
But sunflowers are literally a flower that look
Not
toward the
yellow
sun.
flowers.
Okay, I
Not
gotcha.
yellow flowers in Russian are to Russians. Similarly, France and Germany associate yellow with envy or jealousy.
Huh.
They also, again, they don't give yellow flowers either.
Okay.
If you give someone one, it's like I want everything you have and I'm about to kill you tonight.
That
Not
feels like a bit of overkill.
probably, but you get what I'm saying. You
Yes.
wouldn't give them. In Egypt and much of Latin America, the color is associated with mourning, death, and
Oh.
mourning. Although it is also symbolizing, happiness and prosperity in those areas, as well as the greater Middle East. In Japan, yellow is used for brave, courageous souls.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't
know.
know why it would be yellow
I
for
didn't know either.
bravery. I guess because it's bright. Feels off to me. Anyway, that's them.
Considering that I've heard the saying yellow belly for a person who's like a coward, it's very strange to hear it
Isn't
be
it
used
strange?
here for like brave for like
Yeah, that's the
uh,
one that caught me off guard the most. Like, yellow and brave.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
Okay,
unique.
I guess. Um, in China and Korea, it symbolizes earth, the earth element. I didn't really talk about the earth elements, but for China and Korea, it does symbolize the earth element as well as center. Okay, like the core of something.
Okay.
It also
Hmm.
represents power and prosperity and luck in those places. And in some African countries, the color can only be worn by those in high society, representing wealth and status.
I see.
Yes, similar to purple.
Hmm.
Side note for yellow, in Russia, they call mental hospitals
Uh-huh.
yellow houses.
Yellow
And this
hoses.
is because the first psychiatric clinic center place in Russia
Mm-hmm.
was yellow, painted yellow. And I guess they started to call it the yellow
Yellow
house.
house.
So it
Okay.
caught on. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. What's the next color?
The next color is orange. What do you
Okay.
know about orange?
It's a delicious tasting fruit. It's a good color.
That's it?
Um,
Okay. Okay. So
yeah.
orange symbolizes autumn,
Oh, that's
warmth,
true.
and harvest in most
Yes.
Western cultures. In many Eastern cultures, it's also linked to love and happiness or good health. Uh, in Indian cultures, specifically in the southern region of India, it represents honor, be something being holy, kind of. It's seen as a sacred color. It's a
Sacred.
yellowy orange hue specifically as well.
Okay.
For the Japanese, it also represents love, courage, and
A
happiness.
lot of these colors seem to represent love, happiness, you know?
I don't
Okay.
think that any of the colors need to be associated with anything bad, but life.
Orange is one of those colors where it's just like, yeah, it has a fruit and a color. That's cool. But I don't think of it, I don't have like a, outside of the, what you mentioned there with like fall and like harvest or whatnot,
Hmm.
doesn't really like
Evoke anything.
evoke anything like, oh, when I think of orange, I think of, I don't know,
Nothing.
nothing. Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I just think of how I like eating oranges.
Whoever named orange an orange is really
Yes, because it's orange.
horrible.
No, it's a good name
Okay,
for it.
so then apple should be red.
Not all apples are red.
Okay, yellow, green. It doesn't matter though, right?
Yes, true.
Not all oranges are orange.
That's no. Most oranges are
They're blood
orange.
oranges.
Oh, frig, you're right.
What is wrong with you?
I forgot about blood oranges. Blood oranges are like red, right?
They're reddy
Still
orangey.
orange though, so that means it still counts as an orange
Well,
color.
whatever. Okay, let's move on.
What's the next color?
The next color is white. What do you
Ah,
know about
yes.
white?
It's the color of paper
Well,
and t-shirts and
what are
clothes.
you saying right now?
The things that white are. When I think white,
Okay. Okay. Does it
evoke anything?
symbolize anything for you?
Well, is white really a color?
I knew you were going to say that.
Or is
So,
it the absence of
white, the
color?
color that isn't color, white, the color that is color.
Yes.
White. We're going to talk about whatever it is.
When I think of white, I always think of like, I guess like purity or just like the calmness or just like stillness. Or sometimes white could be like unnerving just it by itself. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too hard about this, but
No, actually, all of these are good, and I'll get to that last part you said.
mm.
So, white is associated with weddings,
Oh, that's
purity,
true.
cleanliness, peace, and even holiness in
Yeah, yeah, I can see
most
that.
Western society. In places like Italy, however, in Europe, it represents mourning,
Yeah.
death. It's actually used for funerals, and traditionally they will use white chrysanthemums and put them down on the grave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really that great to count there. As well as in Asian cultures, white is seen as having that whole like
Yeah, I
death
know about
and,
this.
and,
Yeah.
and sterility and unhappiness and misfortune. All attached to white, the color, not the color. Um, in Latin America, white is also associated with purity and peace, as well as in the Middle East, it symbolizes purity and mourning. In Africa, the same purity, peace, good luck. However, in Ethiopia, it represents illness.
Oh.
You know, that whole thing with the hospitals being the clean,
Oh.
you know, you go there, you get dead.
You go
Kind
there,
of.
you get dead.
Kind of. It's
White
okay.
is okay. It's a terrible color to wear anywhere.
That's not true.
I
You
don't.
mean for getting dirty?
Yes.
It's definitely good for feeling cool, though.
As a person who used to wear a school uniform, I
Mine was
had to
white as well.
wear a white dress shirt. And being a boy going through puberty and you live in a very hot place, you're bound to sweat and stain your clothing
Right,
rather
it didn't
easily.
matter that they were white, because
I know
it
white makes the
didn't,
most sense
it's
because
still,
it's a
I was
cooling
still
color.
hot. I was still hot.
Me too. I can understand why they chose that as the uniform
Yeah.
because it makes sense to not like have your kids wear like a dark color in a sunny place for a uniform. You understand that. White makes the most sense. But my God, I went through a lot of those shirts. I just sweat them away. That and my undershirts and stuff as well. All white. Hated it all. But yeah, white's okay.
Lastly,
Lastly,
we have black.
oh,
What
oh,
you know about
black.
black?
Black is a wonderful color. It is not wonderful when you are walking around in it in the heat and you thought that it was really smart idea to buy these really nice skinny jeans and black and wear them around in the hot summer months to school thinking you look good and realizing that all that's going to happen is that you're going to sweat and that's going to be nasty and you're going to feel gross for the whole day and you can't even flirt properly with the girls that you like at school. And that's why I don't wear black pants anymore.
That's real specific, yeah?
Yeah, it is because it's about me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently wearing a black pants, but this is just a chill pants store. This is not a long pants. It's just a short pants. I'm not the biggest fan of wearing it, but I know I look good in it.
I think most people look good in black, though.
Yes, most people do because it's a very slim in color. That's what I think of when I think black. But yeah, black is great.
So, black is probably the most universal color, worn by anyone at any time for no reason or for some reason. It can be associated with elegant sophistication, grief, mourning, evil,
I knew evil
magic,
was going to.
even bad luck.
Yeah.
So, all of those things are actually representative of just most places.
Yeah, because black is like the first color you really make a big notice of because that's when night comes. And most of the time it's dark as hell. And that is blackness.
In the US, it symbolizes power, strength, and it can also represent control or force. In Latin America and Africa, it symbolizes masculinity.
Really now.
In the Middle East, it represents evil, mystery, mourning, rebirth, and also modest. So, how do you like black?
I like black. It's a good shade and color.
The last thing that I have to show you has to do with colors as well. And it deals with the country of Thailand specifically.
So what's so amazing with Thailand and color?
For every day of the week, there is a color representing it in Thailand.
Oh.
There's also a planet and a god representing each day of the week.
Okay.
So let me just give you the rundown on the colors. Sunday is red, Monday is yellow, Tuesday is pink, Wednesday is green, Thursday is orange, Friday is blue, and Saturday is purple. I won't say the planets are the gods. People can go look that up if they care. There's also a unlucky color for
Of the
each day of the
day?
week.
What?
It's also important to know your color the day that you were born on. So mine would be, what is it? orange. I was born on Thursday, so my color would be orange, and you can wear that color. It gives you strength and good luck,
When was
prosperity, hopefully.
what day was I born on? I think I was either born on Wednesday or Friday. So my colors are either green or blue.
In Western society, we don't have anything that's like, I was born sometime, some part of the day at, I exist, basically.
I was born.
Exactly.
Date is, as far as I consider, is rather more important than remembering the date, but not the day. Is probably more important to remember when you're born. For me,
Right. And that has to do with what? Your thinking and how you were brought up. You weren't brought up like this. So
uh,
obviously, you weren't influenced that way.
I really. How do you know you were born on a Thursday?
I always knew I was born on a Thursday, actually. I don't know why you didn't.
No, it's not that I didn't know this information. It's that I don't really remember. It was either a Wednesday or Friday.
Anyhow, how do you like today's
Lesson.
knowledge?
It was
Yeah.
good. I learned something about color and different places and why people like certain colors and stuff. Too many colors represent love and happiness, but I understand that different cultures see different colors a different way. So whatever.
I think all the colors should just represent love and happiness.
The best color is yellow because when you think yellow, you think the sun, and when you think the sun, you think thank the sun for existing. Because without the sun existing, you don't exist. See, this is why sun worship makes the most sense.
Yeah. Are you a sun worshiper,
I love the
Christopher?
sun. I wake up, I praise the sun every day, Kimberly. When it burns out and that explode, well, we better not be here anymore. But yeah, long live the sun.
Anyway, that's it for our episode today, everyone. I hope it was fun for people. Please do not come at me in the comments talking about how this is not what is represented in your country. I don't have nothing to say about it. I already said in the beginning that there's no sources. Don't be like that, okay? It's all for fun. Good, great. If you want to correct it, maybe you should write an article online. Set the record straight.
Kim is just being a little weird, but she's just being like she completely winged this episode.
This episode was great.
This episode was brought to you by Kimberly not caring to list her sources.
I will not put them in the description.
Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed and see you guys in the next one.
Good night, everyone.